Hi and welcome back. As you can tell, still the same day, still wearing the same clothes. We went out for my mom's birthday tonight, May 1st. This has been a fairly productive month for reading for me. I'm a little bit surprised. I felt really stressed. I felt like I wasn't really doing that much. I started a new job. It's been very busy. But we're all set to go over here, so we're just going to get right to it. This month... Oh no. We're going to take a break. We're going to be doing some editing this time. So you won't see any of this. Just going to take out our handy dandy TI-84 to do some addition. Some month I'll remember to do this before I start filming. This month I read a total of 5 books and only 1,644 pages, which is a little bit less than other months recently. So it is what it is. But again, very busy, and I'm not at all upset that this is what our stack looks like. So at the first book that I read at the very top of our list was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Schwab. I have lukewarm feelings about this book. It wasn't my favorite. Wasn't the worst book I've read. Wasn't the best. Not really for me. I rated it a 3 out of 5. Me and my friend are going to read this series together, so I was just playing some catch up and reading the first book, which she loved. I've heard good things about the other 2 books in this series, so I'm looking forward to reading them and seeing if I like them any better than this one. But I'm not holding my breath. There's some stylistic things that I didn't like in here. I found the characters weren't as round. They found kind of flat. Although they had good development, which is very strange for a novel where you have a character that's well developed, but they feel flat. So, I don't know. But, yeah, 3 out of 5. Not the best. Second book I read this month was Foundation by Isaac Asimov. The second book I read this month was Foundation by Isaac Asimov. I really enjoyed this one. It's very political. Again, if you watched my video that isn't this one about Asimov, you'll know that I thought that part 4 of The Traitors should have been longer. It was very short. Like I want to say it was only 50 pages, where the other ones were more like 100 or so. Or 75. It just felt like there was more there that was could have been explored, but there wasn't. So I'm looking forward to reading the rest of these books. Always good to get some classic sci-fi in there, especially when I've been reading a lot of harder fiction. If you remember last month, it was a little bit depressing. So definitely like that. I gave it a 3 out of 5 as well. Next book I read was In the Country We Love. By Diane Guerrero. It has a cute picture of her holding some cotton candy on the back, which mirrors the one of her as an adult holding cotton candy on the front. I did not like this book. I would not recommend this book. I feel like Diane Guerrero's story is a really good one and one that's important for people to hear. But this book does not tell it well. It is choppy. The voice is not good. It was not a good book for me to read. I did not enjoy it. It didn't make me want to read it. Sometimes it was very hard for me to continue reading it. Maybe it's better as an audiobook. So if you listen to it as an audiobook and you liked it, let me know. I feel like if she was telling you her story, it might have been better, but like, It's just really good. I did like the pictures in the book, though. I thought that was a nice touch. And the last chapter seemed a little bit out of place. It was talking about the November election and how you should go and vote. But, of course, this book is still quite new and is much past November. So if I was the publicist or Diane, sorry, I might edit that in later editions and change it a little bit so it seems more current. Next book I read was The Handmaid's Tale. This was a fantastic work of fiction. It's my first Atwood, so that was very interesting for me. Very political, very current. Highly enjoyed this novel. It's just, I have a lot of feelings about this. So I really want to say, I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was bordering a 5 out of 5, but I didn't quite think that it was a 5 out of 5. I didn't like that Atwood didn't use quotation marks. And I'm very excited for the television show. It aired in Canada. The premiere was last night. I was working. I just got off night shift this morning. So I hope this is all making sense because I'm a little loopy. But very excited to see what they've done with this. It's quite a visual novel, so I feel like it's going to translate very well to the screen. After the series is done, I'll probably do a book-to-screen video. That's something that I'm very interested in. It's one of the things that I really like to look at, is how books get translated into screen adaptations. So that's coming up too. So, like this book. It's not for everyone, so definitely research it a little bit before you start reading it. Because a lot of the negative reviews that I've seen were just because, like, it wasn't the right book for them. Which is fine. But, you know, why read a book that you're not going to like when you can find a book that you will like? And the last book that I read this month was Within the Sanctuary of Wings by Marie Brennan. It is the final volume of Within the Sanctuary of Wings. It came out on the 28th of April, I think. Yeah, sounds right. Sounds right. Beautiful novel. I love it a lot. The font on the inside is purple. It has pictures in it that are also in the same purple. The outside is also purple. It's one of the favorite things that I have about her books. Tor was very creative with the packaging for this series. It's one of the books series that I own in hardcover, and this is the only way to read this book. It was just lovely. It was the climax of the series. The ending was a little rushed. It could have been a little bit longer, but all of the books are around the same size, so I can understand why she didn't want to add another couple hundred pages to talk about some things that kind of just, like, got glossed over. The series could have had another book, too. Maybe it will later on, like a postscript, but that's where the memoir ends. And Marie Brennan has great world building skills. She is just a lovely, lovely author. Isabella, her main character, is really well written, really round, super sassy, doesn't take no for an answer, like, wonderful, wonderful character. So definitely check this out if anything that I said there sounds like it's something up your alley. You will not regret reading this book. I promise. It has my seal of approval. And not many books do. It's a 5 out of 5. I really adored this novel. I just finished it last night when I was working, so it was good. So that is everything that I read this month. Definitely Within the Sanctuary of Wings was my favorite, closely followed by The Handmaid's Tale. Those ones really made my month, and I read both of them fairly quickly. The other ones took me a little bit longer. I wasn't really into reading at the beginning of the month. It was much slower. But it is what it is. So, that's all I have to say today. If you've read any of the books that I talked about today and you have an opinion that is the same as mine or different, let me know about it in the comments below. I would love to talk to you about books. If you liked what you saw here today, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We're going to be doing this every month, so yay. I originally had thought about putting out reviews when I finished the books, but it just hasn't been happening, so it seems like the beginning of the month we're just going to upload a whole bunch of videos, one per day. But that might change now that I'm going to have a more regular life. If you're looking for me on other places on the internet to see what I'm reading, see what I'm doing, what have you, you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Goodreads, Bookwitty, Tumblr, Blogger, and I'm working on a WordPress too right now. I'm still getting that set up. I'm doing some backlogging, so I'm still in January right now, but it's getting there. So all those links are in the description box below. Feel free to say hi. Just let me know that you've watched my video, and I'm sure we'll be best friends. So there we are. I hope you have a wonderful day.